Hello, welcome to Keg Poultry Farm. My name is Gilbert Usime, and today I want to share with you basic tips on how to boost egg production in your poultry business. Here at Keg Poultry Farm, we have 10,000 birds and they give us 300 trays a day. Well, you may be wondering how we achieve such impressive number of trays at our farm. It's just a matter of doing basic health tips at your farm such that you can achieve the best production of eggs at your poultry farm. All business is about solving problems, and many poultry farmers get challenged or get a problem of boosting egg production at their poultry farm. Let's share and see how we can solve those problems to boost the egg production at our poultry farm. One of the common problems that affect production at our poultry farm is worms. One may wonder, how do worms affect production and how do worms affect birds? Remember, especially if you are doing deep litter system, these birds at times they feed on the litter, and remember the litter has their droppings, which means at times they eat dirtiness in their litter, so they end up attracting worms in their bodies, and these worms end up competing in food consumption in their body. As they eat the food, the worms inside their bodies also end up competing in terms of digestion, which results into low production, or at times your birds start laying small eggs, or at times they lay eggs which are of no shape. The shape is not the real ones the egg is supposed to bear. So in order to stop or to fight this small eggs production or eggs of no shape like you see this one, you have to deworm your birds every month. For us at Keg Poultry Farm, we make sure that our birds are dewormed every month such that we boost the production of eggs that meets the quality, and we make sure that the real dewormer or drug for deworming is given to these birds monthly. And here for us we use Albafast is what we Albafast 10% is what we use to deworm our birds. We take 40 ml per 20 liter of jerry can, and we mix, shake very well, and make sure our birds are given the drug or the dewormer that is very well mixed to be taken such that we solve the problem of worms in our birds. So this is the tank where we mix our vaccine. Like I've told you, when we are doing deworming, we mix our dewormer and we pour in this tank. It takes 12 jerry cans of water, meaning that is 240 liters. So if you are mixing the dewormer, as I have told you, every 20 liter jerry can of water, you mix in 40 ml of dewormer, and we pour in our tank. After pouring, then we release the water, as you can see, then to move directly to our automatic drinkers such that the birds can have the water or can be dewormed through the water. As you remember, we deworm through water. Remember, another problem that can affect production at your poultry farm is inadequate feeding. How is the feeding of your birds at your farm? How is the mixing of feeds at your farm? Are they having enough ingredients in them? Is the bran very well mixed in it? Is the broken in it? That's the maize. How are the other ingredients? How is the calcium? How are the proteins well balanced? Remember, if your feeds for your birds are well balanced and your birds are given well balanced food or feeds, automatically they will give you a good production. They will eat very well balanced food, and they will give you quality and good eggs. In other words, the number of production for your birds will be good because they are eating well balanced diet and food. So you will expect you expect a good production of eggs at your farm. So make sure that the balanced diet in your feeds for your birds is maintained and is good, such that you can have a good production. Remember, birds eat in grams and kilograms, and this will require you to measure every time you go to give your birds food, to measure the amount of food you have to give your birds, which will lead you to give them the actual kilograms or the actual grams for them to consume, so that they are able to perform well in terms of egg production. We have talked about worms, food supply or inadequate food supply. The third one is water supply. How's your farm? Is your farm having enough water supply? Remember, 85% of the birds' body is water, and they need 24/7 water supply. So make sure the poultry farm or your poultry farm and your birds have water 24/7 at your farm. Because remember, if they don't have enough water, as they consume this mash or as they consume the food, they will get dehydrated, and at the end of the day it will cost them not to have the production of eggs, or they will be dehydrated. So you need to make sure that there is enough water supply at your poultry farm, because 80% of the bird's body is water. So they need as much water as they can to digest that mash or that food, which is a combination of maize, bran, and other ingredients. So make sure there is enough water supply. At my farm, we have full water supply at our farm. The water cannot cease at our farm. As you can see, we have almost well-built tanks here that have both underground water supply and the roofs also supply, especially one of the tanks, the black tanks down there. So we make sure that there is enough water supply at our farm, such that we boost production, or we make sure that the birds are not dehydrated, which will make us boost the production of eggs as they eat the food and also they drink the water, which will make them to have a healthy body and a healthy immunity for them to produce eggs. Number 4, sickness. Automatically, birds which are sick, they will not perform, or they will not give you, or they will not produce eggs. Take an example. What causes sickness? Are your birds vaccinated on time? Remember, when birds are reached the extent of laying eggs, there are usually 2 things we do every month. That is vaccination of Newcastle and deworming of these birds. So to fight the diseases at your farm, or to keep your birds healthy, you need to vaccinate your birds on time. And in addition, how are your gadgets the birds use in the houses? Are the water drinkers cleaned? Are the feeders cleaned? Is the water clean, so that your birds are in good health to fight the diseases or to eliminate the diseases, that you can be able to boost the production of the eggs at your farm. So make sure that sickness is dealt with at your farm by vaccinating your birds on time, doing the deworming on time, cleaning the feeders, cleaning the drinkers, cleaning the place at your farm such that they be in a conducive environment to fight diseases at your farm. In addition to vaccination, the next thing that usually causes low production is stress. Stressed birds automatically will not be able to perform or give you the right or the good production at your farm. Remember, when birds are stressed, they don't feed well, they don't play well, they are always stressed. What causes the stress of the birds is your environment having a lot of noise. Usually much noise around the farm or at the farm can cause stress to the birds. They usually want to be in a free environment for them to lay eggs. Make sure your farm is located in a place that is conducive, stress-free, no much noise, no any other thing that can interrupt your birds from having a good environment. So in other words, your farm should be in a good, conducive, stress-free environment for them to perform or for them to lay eggs, such that the production is good at your farm. Take an example. A few months ago, I was doing extension or expansion at my farm, and it encountered a lot of noise by hammering, roofing the structures. So there was a lot of noise, and my birds happened to reduce in production. I couldn't understand why, but I found out that the problem was they were stressed because there was a lot of noise, a lot of activities, a lot of movements by the workers who are doing the construction. So that caused them stress because they are not used to that noise every day. In addition to noise, another thing that can cause stress to your birds is different colors in their houses. Here at Keg Poultry Farm, we have one uniform given to the workers who work at our farm. Even when we have visitors who enter into our houses, we make sure they are given the same color of the uniform, such that we don't confuse or we don't stress the birds by mixing colors in their houses. So there you have it. By doing those common practices, you will be able to boost egg production at your farm. Remember, it's all about maintaining a healthy-free environment for your birds. And if you have found these tips helpful for you, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more of the upcoming videos. Happy farming!